In a series of previous videos, I was presenting the thesis that white racism is a form of simping. And to reinforce my arguments, I used evidence in cases such as the burning of the town of Rosewood, the burning and destruction of the town of Black Wall Street in Oklahoma, and the murder of Emmett Till in the 1950s. In this video, I'm going to fast forward to the 1980s and an incident in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. Now, in the 1989, in August of 1989, a young man named Yusuf Hawkins decided to go down to Bensonhurst, Brooklyn to go look at a used car. Now, Yusuf Hawkins was a young black male, and he and his friends went into this predominantly white area of Brooklyn to go look at this used car, not understanding that there was a little bit of a powder keg going on in that neighborhood. A lot of these white males were butthurt over this white female in their neighborhood who was having a interracial relationship with a black man. And instead of going up to that white female to air their grievances with that white female, these white males decided they were going to go out here and protect their neighborhood and defend the honor of this white female by attacking whatever black male they saw come into their neighborhood. So when Yusuf Hawkins and his friends came in the neighborhood to look for the used car, these young white males decided they were going to go out here with their baseball bats and other weapons to go and defend the neighborhood and the honor of the neighborhood. And they confront Yusuf Hawkins, and one of them has a gun, and they shoot Yusuf Hawkins and kill him. And when you look at this picture, it is a clear picture of how racism is a form of simping. How is that? You have all of these white males who are going to sit here and, instead of confronting the female they have an issue with, they're going to go attack the black man. And they use the smokescreen of saying they're going to defend the honor of the female in the neighborhood, when in actuality it's proving to the world how weak these guys were. Because they sitting here saying that they want to defend this female's honor, when the female who was dating the black man, they never go and confront. They never express their grievances with this female. That's what their issue is. But again, the reason why these guys won't do this is because primarily they're cowards. And that's what your racist pretty much is. He's too much of a coward to go face to face with the people who he really has an issue with. And in most cases, it's this white woman who he says he's trying to defend the honor of. This woman pretty much does not even know he's alive. When I think about this Bensonhurst case, I don't think that female who was dating that black man even knew these guys were alive. And the real reason I believe those guys were mad was because this black man was getting the attention from a female they liked, and they couldn't get the same play from that female. So they got all angry and wanted to go take it out on that black man, never once going to that white woman and expressing their grievances. And the main reason why they didn't want to express their grievances to that white woman was because they knew if they expressed their grievances to that white woman, they would have no chance, not only with that white woman, but with other white women in the neighborhood, because they would be showing what a simp they truly were. They would be showing the world what kind of a pussy beggar they truly were, and that they lived to be under women. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Most of these white males who participate in these racial incidents are some of the biggest simps out there, and they do this because they are frustrated because of their lack of social skills. They are frustrated because of their lack of courage, and they lack the backbone and the stones to go pursue this female or to try to approach this female. And they get upset because somebody else is pursuing a female that they want, and they're mad because they can't get them. So they look to take out their anger and frustration on the black person who they blame for who they blame for their problems, because everything always boils down to is an N-word, and the N-word is responsible for all their problems. But the problem really lies within inside of them. That's who the big problem is in most cases, like this Bensonhurst in 1989. These guys were so mad at this female because she rejected them and chose to have a relationship with this black male over them, and they were upset to the point where they wanted to harm a black person. And that's really the core of what this incident was really about. It was really about these guys being upset about this female rejecting them, just like in the other cases. These guys say that they were going to go out here and defend the honor of this female, but they were really mad is that they could not compete in the dating world or even the social world to get the attention of these women who pretty much didn't know these guys were alive, did not care about these guys, and were not concerned in any way, shape, or form. Because when we look at the aftermath of that Bensonhurst incident, one of these guys went to jail for the rest of his life, Joey Fama, for the murder of Yusuf Hawkins. Another one, Keith Mondello, went to jail for several years, and a couple of other guys went to jail for quite some time. And in the aftermath, we ask ourselves, where was this female who these guys were defending the honor of? She pretty much went on with her life and probably moved on from that black guy and then moved on with her life. And these guys could have done the exact same thing, but no, they let their lust for the attention of a female cost them the best years of their lives. And this is the problem that happens with many of these white males. They don't look at the big picture. Their eyes, they're so caught up in their own emotions, they can't see that, again, this female who they are trying to defend the honor of is not concerned about them in the least, does not care about them at all, and again, in most cases, does not even know they are alive. And even if they were to confront them about this person they were dating, they would still, again, not care about them, and it would make them look weaker in their eyes. Because when they would look at this guy and they would say to themselves, why is this guy concerned with who I am dating? Why is this guy concerned with who I am involved with? Why is this guy concerned with defending my honor? He's not my husband. He's not my man. He has no business even being concerned with any of this. And what's really sad about these situations is that black men wind up losing their lives because white men do not have the understanding of how the world works. They do not have the backbone to go and confront the females they have issues with. And they use them to go out here as an excuse to go out here and participate in acts of violence when the problem is their own feelings of insecurity and inadequacy within themselves. And that's what makes them unattractive to the females who they say they want to defend the honor of altogether, and the females who look at them and pretty much have no regard for them. In the same way, many of these black females have no regard for these black men out here who call themselves being the defenders of black women and the protectors of black women. Again, if there was an issue with this female, they wouldn't have had to go to Yusuf Hawkins and his friends. They would have, if they were real men, they would have taken it up with the female, and that would have been the end of it. But because these guys were cowards, just like the people who destroyed Black Wall Street, the mob who destroyed Rosewood, the men who lynched Emmett Till, and men like Dylann Roof who participated in that mass murder about a year ago, they decide to go take their anger out on the black person instead of dealing with the white woman they have an issue with. And the same white, and while they're attacking this black man, that white woman is going on to live the best life she can possibly have and enjoy her best years. Meanwhile, these same guys are either dead or rotting away in a prison cell, losing the best years of their lives. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.